Salute to them, man.
When them man used to wear like Shambhala chains.
Don't dead man me. That was you, man.
Remember them man used to wear Shambhala chains, bro. Do you know how sick that was?
What's that? The one with the bear different?
Yeah.
Never.
That was a sick era, bro.
That did not reach North London.
I was a part of it too.
Was you?
Yeah,
that didn't reach Tottenham.
I had a Shambhala one, bro.
That didn't reach Tottenham, you know.
Is it?
That whole life.
Proof that we were all sickos at one point.
Who's we?
Bro.
Don't put the Shambhala chain on me. Don't ever. Come on now, man. Shambhala even sounds like it's against my religion.
Welcome, world, to Rhymes Like Dimes. You were sitting here with Yemi,
Yo.
Mohammed,
Yo.
and me, Peter. I am your lead host for today.
Okay.
Hi guys, how we doing?
Oh, that was lovely. Thank you, Peter. Wow. That was something new and different.
Did you like my voice, my intro voice?
It sounded very radio. You know what I'm saying? Sounded like that, but you know, I can't be too mad. Thank you for that. I'm good, man. I'm good. How are you?
I'm blessed, bro. All praises to the Most High.
All day,
man.
Mohammed, yourself?
Chilling. God is good all the time.
All the time, God is good.
You don't enjoy me?
Nah. Oh yeah, of course, man. Always. God is always good. I was going to say, man. Sorry, bro.
True.
God is always good, man.
Hey, man.
Keep leading or?
Nah, I'm giving it back to you now.
All right,
Man.
cool. Well,
Great start, though.
enjoyed that brief moment of, taking a back seat, but we all good.
Right.
Shout out to Drake's in the cut as well.
Big up Drake.
Yeah.
We are recording this just as Arsenal and Tottenham have drawn 2-2 at the Emirates. They're very much treating it like a loss, but, they did say they were going to smoke them, so I take it as a loss too, but good to see you nonetheless.
Hey, man, we all get stuff wrong. No one's perfect. No one's perfect. We all get stuff wrong.
No one's perfect.
You'll get a prediction wrong soon. I'll get a prediction wrong again. It happens. It's life. Are we not human?
Yeah, we are, man.
We are.
Are we nothing but mere mortals?
Nah, I don't think we are,
Come on, lads. Come on.
See, depending on the context of the scriptures that you read in that.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to go.
All right.
Ain't it evil to live backwards?
You always get one of those every episode as well.
I do get it.
Yeah, for
It's
sure.
a great saying.
I'm talking about the hand movement.
Yeah, but it's a great live evil backwards, and if you live backwards, you're living in the wrong. Come
If
on,
he knew how much we were quoting him, he'd probably charge you.
Lordy lots.
Really, probably.
Yeah.
Come on, that's a goal.
Feel you. Well, shout out to everybody watching and listening. If you're watching us on Spotify or YouTube, you will have noticed that we are in a new location. So shout out to the good people over at GWOP for housing us today. If you're listening, just imagine us in a new location. That's what I can say on that. But yeah, shout out to the Spotify crew, the SoundCloud crew, the YouTube crew, the Apple Podcast crew, the Amazon Music crew, and all the crews out there. Appreciate you listening and watching. Now, boys, what have we been listening to this week?
I don't mind starting. I've been listening to Nas, Magic 3. Yeah, man, it was a nice end to the trilogy. Really, really good album. Nas rapping at a really good level. Yeah, man, I'm really enjoyed the run that him and Hit Boy have had, man. So I've been on that recently. I've been listening to. I'm still on Yussef Days' album. I think that's my favorite album of the year. It was that was really, really good, bro. So I recommend anyone that hasn't heard that to listen. I've been listening to Half a Mil as well. For those that don't know, the rapper from Brooklyn. I think he died in sometime in the early 2000s, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, he was an affiliate of The Firm, Nas's group, The Firm. So I've been listening to some of his tunes here and there. He's nice with it. I've been listening to Diddy's new album as well, which is really good. I was listening to it, I was thinking to myself, yo, is Diddy the king of R&B?
That don't even sound right, man.
I mean,
It's all right.
That don't even sound right.
It's all right.
That's disgusting.
I mean, I've heard good things about it, but
Yeah, it's a really good album.
That's
though, man.
you're nasty, man.
It's a really good album though. Man.
that's a claim.
I'm not claiming it, I was just asking a
That's a
question.
claim.
Brother love.
Because he makes amazing R&B. Diddy makes amazing R&B, man. From the moment he came into the game, he's always been involved with amazing quintessential R&B albums. And
Simple samples, but we won't talk about that.
Don't do that.
We won't talk about that.
But yeah, that's pretty much been me, man. That's all I've been listening to. I still got so much more to get to, but I haven't had a chance yet. But yeah, those have been on my main rotation at the moment.
Yeah, just on Nas, I agree. It was a nice ending. And it's one of those ones where you just have to look back at the collection that they've dropped, and they've really put numbers on the board like that. And they've more or less resurrected Nas in a lot of ways as far as the catalogue goes. Well, at least for the casual fans who thought his catalog wasn't that good. So yeah, I'm very happy with it as well.
Yeah.
Very, very happy with it. Mo, yourself?
I've been listening to heavy New York recently because I think I said it for the track of the week because of Fat Joe's book. I've been heavy into like Digging in the Crates or early Mobb Deep or Nas. I don't know why. I've just been an early New York phase heavy. Just because
Digging in the Crates.
Because everything he's doing just refers back to then, whether it's Big L, whether it's whoever it is.
Diamond D in them, man.
Come on now. Speak to Diamond
OC
D.
in them, man.
Buck Wild.
Can't. Never mind.
Lord Finesse.
Yeah, shout out to Lord Finesse. But yeah,
Digital
because of,
Punchline King.
just because of, what'd you say?
AG.
Yeah.
Showbiz.
And just because his book is essentially started from early, going up to now, I just caught myself, whenever I'm not doing that, just going back, listening, whether it's Pun, whoever it is, just really going back. So it's been heavy New York. And if it's not that, I've been going through Clues mixtapes a lot recently as well, whether it was the early Rough Riders or whether it was the Fabulous mixtapes. So it's very much New York, and if it's not New York, it's just a mixtape. I was listening to a lot of DJ Clue as well. I've been going through a lot of Clues tapes.
Yeah.
So
That was an era, boy.
What'd you say?
That was an era.
Yeah. So I've been heavy New York, man. Like thick, like the last week or so. Yeah, it's been heavy New York.
I hear it.
No change.
What have you been listening to?
I've been listening to, I listened to Headie 1 and K-Trap's collab tape.
Oh, it's good.
To Strength. It's good. I think it's decent. Very good in places. I feel like a lot is being said about it saving drill or like being the one record that kind of brings drill from the brink of being dead. But really and truly, I think it's just two of the best names in drill right now coming together, making a dope project. So I don't really put much credence on it being the thing that's like, oh man, drill has changed now forever because of it. But no, it's just a good project. I think K-Trap is steadily becoming one of the most consistent UK rappers just because he's able to drop a project with Headie 1, drop a project with Blade Brown and just be consistent in what he does. So salute to him for that. And Headie's just Headie. I listened to Mike, Wiki and Alchemist's project, Faith as a Rock. And yeah, it's pretty much been on repeat since I listened to it. I mean, Alchemist just being the Alchemist and Mike and Wiki really like blend off each other in a good way. So thoroughly recommend that one. I've been listening to, I went back to Beats, Rhymes and Life by Tribe Called Quest. And I feel like it's...
Oh boy.
I feel like it's better than People's Instinctive Travels.
Okay.
So it's probably... So my ranking is Low End, Midnight Marauders, their last album, We Got It From Here, and Beats, Rhymes and Life. Before, that fourth spot was People's Instinctive Travels. But front to back, Beats, Rhymes and Life is actually a very good album. Just like... Even if there was like tension at the time, you can't really hear it. Consequence... Listen, salute to Consequence. He tried anyway. Did his thing. You know what I'm saying? Did his thing. It didn't feel the same as the original duo, but he tried his best. Did his thing. And there are some bops on there. So yeah, it's definitely gone up in my estimation since going back to it. And I've listened to a project that I'm surprised you haven't gotten to yet. Cleo Sol, Heaven.
Yeah, bro. I ain't got to it yet, man.
Swear.
No, not yet, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's on the list though. It's on the list. I need to get to that ASAP.
Very good project.
Yeah.
It's only half an hour long.
Yeah.
And Cleo doing Cleo things, man.
Yeah, man.
Angelic voice, all them things.
Can't wait to listen though.
And she's got a new other album coming out soon as well.
Wait, what?
Yeah. I think by the time this drops, it would have dropped. I think it's dropping on the 29th of September.
What, hers or Salt?
Hers.
Damn.
I think it's called Gold.
Damn.
So, yeah, this era now of like artists, I suppose, any kind of artist, just like dropping consistently and more than once over the years. Very exciting. Very
How you feel
interesting
about
time. You know what? I don't feel that bad about it. Because I feel like with someone like Cleo Sol, she's always going to give you quality. So, and generally like when it comes to artists that kind of give you a lot, but also always give you that quality, I've never really minded.
Yeah.
It's like Alchemist as well. Alchemist has dropped like 3 projects this year already. So, and they're all good. So it really just depends on how good it is. But yeah, I think it's exciting. I feel like maybe it's a thing from the artists where they feel like they either have to or because they've just got so much out, they kind of want to get it out. Whatever the reason is, I'm here for it.
You don't really get like soul singers like dropping like multiple times a year. So that's quite surprising.
I guess she felt,
Take your word for it.
yeah. Yeah. I guess she felt, you know, the time was now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
pretty much since when was her first album? 2021?
Yeah, around that time.
So she's dropped since 2021. If you include the soul albums,
There's a lot.
She's
There's a
dropped
lot of output. Yeah,
She's dropped a lot,
Yeah.
in fairness. It's like 3 of her own albums, including a fourth, and then what, like 3 or 4 soul albums?
Yeah, maybe more.
Maybe even more?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of mad.
Yeah.
But hey, man, inspiration is inspiring, I guess.
I'm saying.
So salute to Cleo Sol and salute to everybody else as well. Now, first topic. We're going to get into our fantasy booking bag. And we're going to take you back to quite an interesting time in hip-hop generally, especially in recent history, the years 2007. You have 2 generational artists in one corner, 50 Cent. In another corner, Kanye West. 50 Cent, a titan of mainstream / gangster rap since 2003 when he arrived. Kanye West, very much bringing the soul back into hip-hop since about 2004, the College Dropout. Each making their respective impacts on the game. And they're both gearing to release their next projects in 2007, 50 Cent's Curtis and Kanye West Graduation. It becomes this highly publicized affair between them because they're dropping them on the same day, September the 11th. And 50 Cent, from complete left field, says that if he gets outsold by Kanye West the same day they release, he will no longer write music. And I had to check that quote. That's exactly what he said. So yeah, it became a media publicized thing. Who's going to win? And it was like one side of hip hop against another. And then when the day came, September the 11th, Graduation outsold Curtis by over 250,000 sales in the first week. And many people now, with retrospect, call that the end of gangster rap. When Kanye West kind of killed it, good and dead. If you want to Ayo that, I hear it. And yeah, it was a very interesting time, especially when you look at it now. But I guess what I want to do, and what we want to do today, is to kind of look back at that time and consider what might have happened if 50 Cent actually won the sales battle. What would rap look like? What would gangster rap look like? What would Kanye West's career look like? Boys, you have the floor. What do you think rap would have looked like if 50 Cent won that sales battle?
Oh, man. Oh, I mean, where do you even start, man?
Because he was the guy, man.
Yeah, he was, man. But to be honest with you, bro, like the album that he had out at the time wasn't even really the best of his albums. You could even argue that that might have been 50 on his way out.
Well, Curtis.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you know what I mean? You could argue that. So I don't even know if, even if 50 had sold more than Ye, I don't know if that would have made a difference to 50's career as far as his output later on down the line. And I also don't know if it would have made a difference to the scene in rap in general, to be honest with you. I feel like it wasn't just those two that kind of were shaping what hip hop was at the time. So yeah, I just don't think it would have made a difference.
I think though, I mean, they're obviously the two biggest names of that era in a sense. I mean, I know in the wider context, you know, Jay-Z had come back. You have like ringtone rap very much in this rising, Soulja Boy.
Wayne was about them times as well.
Wayne was about those times. So there was definitely a lot going on. But as far as like cold, hard commercial sales and stuff, it's clearly 50 Cent and Ye. I kind of agree. I feel like even if 50 Cent won the battle, it may have prolonged his run for a little bit, and it may have prolonged gangster rap's run for a little bit. But Kanye is that artist that you can't keep down. Even if it was a case where he was outsold, he would have still gone on the path that he went down, I'd say. And I feel like his coronation, in a sense, as like the guy, would have been delayed. But it would have only been delayed. I don't think it would have been derailed. I don't think it would have been sabotaged or anything like that, because he had the people behind him. So I feel like he was always going to be on top eventually. So if anything, 50 Cent would have had that last kind of moment in the sun before he then steadily declined, going into what he went into later on. That stuff.
I don't even know if 50 was still making gangster rap around that time, bro. I know you're saying that like
Now, yeah,
It might have prolonged gangster rap and that, but I don't know, bro.
I mean, in the wider sense.
what did he have on the album? He had what? I Still Kill, I Get Money. I think Amusement Park wasn't too heavy. I think I agree with you guys though. I'm kind of echoing your statements. I don't think anything would have changed. I think Kanye would have, because even Kanye's next album, if I'm not mistaken, was 808 and Heartbreak. So he just reinvented himself anyway. So even if he would have lost that battle, quote unquote, he still would have just come out with 808 and Heartbreaks, which would have reinvented whatever we think music was at the time, because it was a completely different sound to Graduation. So I think Kanye was always just he's some kind of people that is always just gonna do something different. He's never gonna keep it the same album in, album out. I don't think it would have changed too much. I do think Gangsta Rap 07 was starting to tail off. 50 was starting to tail off. The 50 in 03 wasn't the same 50 in 07. I think 50 created that Kanye beef because he needed it as well, just as much as...
Absolutely.
Do you know what I'm saying? He needed that buzz. He needed his album. It wasn't hitting the same. Like, I don't think Curtis... From what I remember, there was no buzz around Curtis. There was buzz around Get Rich. There was a buzz around Massacre. But by the time... Like, I Still Kill came and went. I still... Like, the song with Akon, it came and it went. I Get Money was around for a long... Amusement Park came and went. So I don't think anything would have changed too much. I do think gangster rap, I think record labels still play a factor with regards to the reason why gangster rap kind of tailed off. I think everybody kind of wanted gangster rap, not the end of gangster rap, but I think the record labels and music videos and the actual industry and the outlet industry were happy with the way it was going. And they would have done whatever they needed to do to continue push it to where it was.
I agree, man. I feel like we were steering away from that anyway, man. I feel like trap and obviously the South were doing their thing as well and becoming more and more prominent as well. But particularly trap was becoming more popular too. So I think we were already naturally steering away from gangsta rap and trap was becoming the popular sound. So regardless of what 50 done, to be honest with you, I don't think it would have stopped what trap was about to do. I think trap was always going to take over from where gangsta rap was just because of what the South were doing.
You reckon?
Yeah.
That's interesting because I feel like as popular he was and as popular as trap was, I suppose in a way, winning the sales battle and kind of being the guy for a little bit longer, in the same way that it would delay, I suppose, Kanye's rise to the top. I suppose it delays, the rise of trap in a sense. But I agree in the sense that it probably would have just not delayed it very much, but I suppose it's just another notch on 50's belt to kind of be like, look at me, I've beaten you man's guys. I've beaten the chosen one. I can't be, you know what I mean? I can't be denied sort of thing. And the way his career then ended up going, especially since he lied, like he did still make music, he still wrote music and all that stuff as well. He's since dropped 2 albums, both of which weren't that well received. Before I Self-Destruct. Yuck. Was in the midst of the whole Rick Ross stuff, and that probably would have happened anyway because 50's 50 and he likes to beef. So yeah, I mean, it would have been a very temporary success, but all the madness that's going on in his career would have been, as well as all of the out of context of the rise of other genres and other artists, probably would have marked his downfall anyway. So I guess it's just a case of like Kanye's win kind of putting like a rubber stamp on 50's run being over, as opposed to it just slowly withering away, as it might have done had he won.
But would it have? But do you count it as 50's run being over though? So I don't know if I count it as his run being over.
His run on top.
He still had hits, but his run 50 was never the main.
When was the last time 50 was number one though? I think 50's number one run was probably done before that album. The pitting against the 2 albums was even coming out. I think after the massacre. Was this after the massacre?
That was after the massacre. Massacre was the second album.
Yeah, I feel like even as soon as the massacre was done, it was pretty much.
I agree with you.
But wasn't it collectively it was a collectively assumed that he was at the top?
What after the massacre?
Yeah,
I think after the massacre, I think that was the decline of 50. I think 50 wasn't.
Well, Massacre was an amazing album.
Well, even if he sold less or whatever, he was still, because Get Rich was so successful. And even in isolation, The Massacre was still a very successful album as well. Even if it was a decline, he was still the guy in a lot of ways. And
I don't know if he was the guy, bro. I don't know. I
think by the time 07 arrived, I think by 07, 08, I don't think he was the guy anymore. I think by the time the third album proved he wasn't a guy. But I don't think he was. I think by the time the third album dropped, there was a fall off from him. But it's also the heights he reached. We've never seen anyone reach those heights. that fast, that quick. Do you get what I'm saying? Like the heights he reached was insane.
And that's why he was. Well, that's why I would argue that he was probably still the guy.
He was still effective.
No, he was still
he
one
still
of-
had hits and stuff, but I don't know if he was the guy.
I don't think anybody, not to the level when he was Get Rich. I don't think the guy he was. That's
different.
That's insanity to reach. Like I don't think anybody could reach those heights. So even if it's like when you're a world class footballer, and even if a world class footballer drops down a level, you're still better than the rest. You're still more relevant than the rest. But now there are people amongst your level.
Yeah.
And I think he had a few people on his level. It wasn't like when Get Rich came out and there was 50 and everyone else. And some people had to take a step back until, I think Jay-Z said that he had to take a step back until just everything died with it because it was just too much to go up against. And I think by the time Curtis came out, it was a much more even playing field with everyone. 50 and whoever else is elite amongst that level.
I hear that. And I probably agree. But from the outside looking in, if you look at all of his achievements, from 03 to 07, even if there were people catching up with him, if there was a guy in rap, it probably would be him, right?
Oh, okay.
That's kind of what I'm saying. It doesn't necessarily have to be the guy, but if you had a single representative of the genre at that time, if it's not Ye, it's probably him.
Yeah. I'm just saying the gap that he had on everyone, he didn't have by the time Curtis came out.
And I'm not saying you need to have that gap to be the guy.
You could still be it, even if
because you still have that
I see what you're saying.
historically, and you still have what he did with Massacre as well. Even if musically or reputation-wise he was on the decline, he was still like a big factor in the genre, sort of thing. Especially mainstream and commercial-wise as well. Like who was on a mainstream level in that era? Who else? Who was his competition?
What, 07?
Just his era, his run.
Nah, it was when Get Rich came out, it was 50 and nobody else. To me, anyway, it was just.
Yeah, but who were his contemporaries? You probably had like the Ludacris's, the T.I.'s, the Jeezys. You still had Jay. You might have had Game.
Kanye.
Well, Game was in there. Ye was in there.
Lil Wayne was 08, 07.
They were in the
08.
mix, right?
Wayne,
Yeah, Lil Wayne started.
Wayne was in
Carter
there.
2 Carter 2, Carter 3, Lil Wayne. Carter 3, Lil Wayne was out of here. So I'll say about 06 to 08 is when Lil Wayne really started brewing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's not really like 50 level, is it?
No, none of them.
I think Carter 3 Wayne is not Get Rich level, but Carter 3 Wayne is.
He was scorched.
He was different
For
level.
sure.
Yeah.
For sure. But yeah, I don't know, man. I just feel like he was probably the guy, if not no one else.
Who was you guys rooting for
Yeah.
when all this was going on? Because I was rooting for 50.
Yeah, I was rooting for 50.
I was rooting for 50. I can't lie.
I've been a Ye guy from
No, I was rooting for
Oh, sorry.
the day.
Bro,
I was always Ye.
I wanted 50 to put him in a body bag.
I
Man.
was-
I can't lie.
Why?
I don't know.
Body bag.
Do you remember the BT when they came face to face?
Yeah.
I was like, no, I don't like him. So I don't like him.
It's only now I'm realizing how fabricated it was
Yeah.
because I obviously at the time believed it to be a proper battle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they didn't like each other sort of thing. And they were doing this because they didn't like each other. Now realizing it was a publicity stunt, I was like, oh, kind of take the sting from it.
No,
But yeah, no, I was Ye.
I remember
you're the
thinking, I need 50 to win this.
Ye,
Like, when I heard I Still Kill, oof. When I heard that bass, I was like, nah, 50. I love gangster rap. So I was like, I need this to survive. But then Kanye came with Homecoming. I was like, oh, we got a good one here.
Well, it goes back to what you said about the industry collectively wanting something different, right? And Kanye was that guy. He was the guy in the pink polo. He did the soul samples. He collabed with Coldplay and, you know, he was Rockefeller and all that stuff as well. So he had all of that. It was fresh. It was new. And I think a lot of that was driving sales as well as the music being great as well. And obviously, Stronger, that was like a massive hit. Like people forget how massive that song was. I Wonder, Drunken Hot Girls, which is probably one of the weaker songs. Probably one of the, if you put that on Curtis, probably the best song.
Bro, he had Can't Tell Me Nothing
Can't
on that
Tell Me
album.
Nothing as
He had
well.
Good
Nothing.
Life on that song.
Good
on that.
Life.
Horrible song.
Flashing Lights.
Horrible song. We just talk about that.
Flashing
Life, Good
Flashing
Life.
Lights.
You think Good Life's a terrible song?
Yeah, that's a horrible
Can't Tell Me
song.
Nothing is one of Kanye's best ever songs.
Huh?
Can't Tell Me Nothing is one of Kanye's best
Yeah,
ever
of
songs.
course. Yeah,
He's got some of his best ever songs on that album.
Yeah.
Flashing Lights as well.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember the first time I was listening to Homecoming, yeah, and then at the end he goes, if you can't tell, I'm talking about Shire Town. I was like, wait a minute, what? Then I played the whole song again. It's like, oh shit, from the start to the end, he was talking about Chicago. And it went over my head.
I mean, it was called Homecoming.
I didn't know that though. I thought it was about a girl I thought it was about a girl. I was like, okay, the whole song makes sense. So it's really about Chicago. That being said, I wanted him to lose badly. Horribly.
So how did you feel when he won?
It was bittersweet because I remember I was trying to hate Kanye. I remember my sister used to love Kanye. So my sister was a big fan of when the album dropped and she used to rinse it. And it was just, you know when you just try to deny it? It's like, nah, this ain't all that. This ain't this. Nah, this is meaty. I was like, nah, this ain't it. I'm there forcing myself to listen to a music fuck. You know how annoying, you know how gut-wrenching it is to force yourself to listen to, I'm there listening to a music part, like, yeah, let's go, 50. Fuck Fat Joe. Let's go. Then I heard it, bro. I can't lie. My sister was playing it and I heard it. I was like, yeah, man, it's lights out.
Does that mean when you were listening to Curtis, you tried to love it even more? Because so you were lying to yourself.
No, do you know what's funny? When I first listened to Curtis, I remember I was forced. I remember though, wallahi, like I remember this like it's yesterday, me sitting down to myself and going, this is a shit album. Like I remember like yesterday, me listening to Curtis and going, this is not it. Like talk about downloading it online while you're sitting down and going, now this is pants. And then I listened to Graduation. I was like, okay, you can't deny it anymore. Like you just can't deny it anymore. And I do think that definitely played the factor of why Gangsta Rap died. But I also think the powers that be wanted this.
I don't think it did. I don't think it did play into like what you say about Gangsta Rap dying. I don't think Gangsta Rap really ever died. I think
on a mainstream level.
I think on a mainstream level, no, I don't think so at all. I think even if you look at like a lot of the street rappers that came out later, like they did their thing.
Who don't want a commercial?
Thing. Even like the more like recent ones, like would you consider the Baby a gangster rapper?
No.
You don't consider him a gangster rapper. So what do you consider him?
No, he could be considered a gangster rapper.
The Baby.
He could be, yeah.
I don't listen to The Baby enough though.
Okay,
to me, I think more melodic trap when I listen to The Baby.
Okay, so who would you say are
I think
like,
gangster. I think it's more trap with melodies.
So what gangster rappers would you say, who would you consider the gangster rappers after 50?
On the mainstream level. On the mainstream level.
On the mainstream
level. No, underground level. I need to think. I actually need to think. Because everyone I'm thinking to me, what?
Is Fat Joe count?
He wasn't after 50.
He wasn't after 50, yeah.
But I mean, like, since 50 kind of being in that mainstream pretty much conversation all the time, whenever he drops something.
Yeah. Nah, but even he went mad melodic as well himself. I
mean, what gangster rap is or what it can be has probably changed.
Yeah.
Is Meek Mill a gangster rapper?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we need to, I think it depends on how we define gangster, though, to be honest with you, man, because I feel like my street rappers are different from what I consider to be gangster rap. Like Jay's a hustler and he talks street, but he was never a gangster rapper to me.
Jay-Z?
Yeah. Meek Mill talks street shit, but I don't consider him to be a gangster rapper. Ice Cube is a gangster rapper to me.
It's like Jada.
Jada can say
Jada. No, that's what I'm saying. Jada's a street.
He's a street man.
Yeah, I was about to say street.
I think anytime you rap about killing someone, you can be considered a gangster rapper. So I think all of the above can be classed as that.
Right, okay.
And the lines might be blurred between.
If that's the case, then gangster rap never died. Using your logic.
Oh, just in a mainstream sense, though.
But even on a mainstream sense, it never
being billed as that.
But even as a mainstream sense, it never done.
Well, I suppose it means like gangster rap's run, which you could arguably harken back to, when Snoop Dogg first came out, doing his thing on the mainstream, and that kind of block of time.
Oh, the stranglehold.
Gangster rap was the rap genre for the commercial sense. In that sense, maybe that's what Kanye.
Oh, I agree with you. The stranglehold that gangster rap had a stranglehold on mainstream hip hop. But I don't think it's a weird one because even before 50, I don't mean to keep mentioning Ja, but even that period wasn't really gangster rap. There was a lot of, you had the DMXs, which I don't know if he classes as a gangster rap.
No, I don't consider him a gangster rapper.
That's what I'm saying. So like, it's a weird one. Because I generally do think gangster rap went quiet for a bit and then 50 brought it back. And then it went quiet after 50. But I do think there was early 2000s, there was a little period where gangster rap wasn't.
But when we're talking about gangster rap, what are we talking about? Like the aggressiveness that we might hear from like certain artists, like the unadulterated aggressiveness of like someone that's a street man and in the music. Is that what we're talking about here? Because
could be. I mean, for me, it doesn't necessarily matter how they sound. It's more the content. So
yeah, the content can be aggressive.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's also how they sound to me though.
Yeah, but it also doesn't have to be aggressive if the topic is still kind of similar to other gangster rappers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
to me, it's how they sound. I need believability in my gangsters. So like, it's how you sound as well.
So if they're not believable, they're not a gangster rapper.
They technically are.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan.
You're just not convinced.
Yeah, I'm not convinced. I think there's certain things like you got to hold true to your values. And if you are talking like that, I genuinely would want to Like, that's why I love 50. I believed everything. I think that's why 50 also blew. Everyone believed every word that came out of his mouth.
Do you, man, feel like Kanye's career would have suffered in any way if he didn't outside?
Nah,
50?
Kanye's a genius, man.
No.
Kanye's a genius.
Because like what Mo said, he adapts, he grows artistically, and you can't deny that. Like, because he already had a very good foundation with the first 2 albums, the moment was just there. It was waiting. It was ready.
Yeah.
And I guess that was the moment that it needed to happen for his career to go where it was going to go. But even if it didn't happen, I feel like it would have got there anyway.
He flipped it on his head anyway and dropped Ace of 8 straight after. So he's a genius, man. You can't stop them, kind of man. You can't. I mean, he did after Dark Twisted, but up until Dark Twisted, you couldn't stop that, man. Could not stop that, man.
Yeah, exactly. So, and he's just a better artist than, I mean, it's pretty obvious, but better artist than 50 as well.
Yeah,
Because he was able, again, to adapt, and he was able to try new things and try new perspectives and completely flip like he did on 808s. 50 would have never done anything like that.
Impossible.
And when you don't, and when you rely on certain aspects of your character or your life to kind of drum up interest, there's going to be diminishing returns. Less and less people are going to care.
I do think if 50 would have won, it probably encourages other street rappers to like come through with that type of music as singles. I don't think, because there were a lot of street rappers at the time that probably tried to get an R&B singer on the hook as a single because they thought that would sell. I think if 50 sells more than Ye, then yeah, I think they come through with more like street-driven singles and that.
Okay, so you think it will have more influence then?
Yeah, probably would have, yeah.
Okay. In that case then, I suppose 50, then, maybe not his like run as the guy, but his run as an influential rapper, and he still is, it's kind of prolonged a lot more in the wider scale of things. That's interesting. But hey, to quote the great Kanye West, I guess we'll never know.
I like that. I genuinely do like that.
Hey man, I try my best.
Hey, man.
But yeah man, listen, big up to both of them. Listen, I don't think 50's losing sleep over losing to Ye.
It's 2 legends, man.
Yeah, exactly, 2 legends. And, you know, they've both had runs that have impacted the entire genre.
Out of both of them, if you had to rank both of the albums together, is Get Rich better than anything Kanye's dropped?
Hell no. Absolutely not.
What's the best album them 2 combined have dropped?
For me, Late Registration and my Dark Twisted Fantasy are better than Get Rich.
I think the only Ye album I'm not taking over Get Rich is Dark. My Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Me personally, Dark Twisted Fantasy is the only one that I will have a conversation about Get Rich with.
Yeah.
But I'm taking Get Rich over all of Kanye's albums.
Same.
I'm taking Get Rich over everything Kanye's dropped.
Yeah, I'm not.
Same.
Yeah, I can't. I have to,
Rich was
man.
different,
Like, Get Rich is, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not.
Yo, Get
From
Rich
when he
is
dropped the coin in the
fam,
intro.
just little 7 seconds, you know? It was a 7 second intro. Here's a coin.
Yeah.
And then let's go.
Yeah.
Get Rich is different.
So
You know, it's for man to say, what up, cuz?
I can't. Yeah, man.
Well, let me
It was back down on it as well.
Back down.
Come
yeah,
on, man.
bro.
Many Men.
Yeah, man.
Come on, man. Now Get
We
Rich.
see what Many Men does to Mo, bro.
Come on,
We see what Many Man does to the tugs in the clubs, bro.
fam, Many Men.
All of
hits
them, bro.
cuz.
They start rapping from the pit of their soul,
Come on,
bro.
fam.
The solar plexus.
You see
fam.
me when that's he's stronger.
The same happens to
They
you
start
when,
rapping from the solar plexus.
the same
fam.
happens to you when Can't Tell Me Nothing comes on.
Not when
No,
Many
it's
Men.
not the same.
though. Actually,
Nah. It's not the
Of course
same,
not
bro.
the same.
No.
The amount of times, bro. The amount of times that Mo readjusts his hat, yeah, when he's rapping to Many Men, yeah, it's mad. He'll flip it that way, yeah, then he'll turn it backwards.
No, yeah, that gangster talk does suffer different tomato.
Yo, you know what else is on Get Rich?
What?
Hustler's Ambition.
No, it won't.
No, it won't.
It was on the bonus.
Was it?
Yeah,
Or was it on the
Deluxe.
soundtrack to the movie?
movie. It was on the deluxe version of Get Rich on That Train.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's how you know he's a fan.
That's one of 50's best
Come on, man.
songs
That's
as well.
the 50s. Many Men, and that is the 2 best songs 50's ever made, in my opinion. Light the fire is a man.
Yeah.
I won't burn unless. No, Get Rich is a different
Yeah.
album. Can't lie to you.
Yeah.
I'm taking 2. The rest, fair. But Late Registration, because that means a lot. And Dark Twisted Fantasy as well.
Late Registration's got one of my favorite Kanye songs, so Hey Mama.
Yeah, man.
Crack Music,
Yeah.
Drive Slow, Gold Digger, Touch the Sky, Diamonds,
Yeah, man.
Roses.
I can't lie.
Bring Me Down, with Brandy,
none of them
Celebration,
none of them beat Many Men.
Addiction.
None of them beat.
Heard Him Say.
None of them beat.
What are we doing here, bro?
Yemi,
Heard
none
him
of
say, yeah.
Yemi, none of them beat Many
That's
Men.
different.
And we pray let the Pharisees. What do you say? And we pray let the minister say, "Allahu Akbar," throw some hot cars.
Bro.
Yeah,
We ain't got it, bro. Fab. Come on, man.
You're nasty forever with that, by the way.
I know.
Nasty.
Shout out D. Ray Davis.
But like Many Men to me, nah. Many Men, bro.
Not hear it.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Nah, 50 was an alien. Get Rich is Get Rich
Does
is.
Ye have a song that can talk to many men?
Can't Tell Me Nothing.
Probably.
Can't tell me nothing.
Can't Tell Me Nothing is elite to me. Can't Tell Me Nothing is an elite song to me.
Yeah, I'd say so as well.
Yeah.
I'd say so.
That's an elite song.
Come on,
La,
I'd say so.
wait till I get.
They
Nah,
were
that's
trap
it.
drums as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jeezy all over.
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, but
DJ
Kanye don't.
Tune, innit?
Yeah, Kanye don't write his shit, man. So therefore, Get Rich is by default. Man. So what were you even doing here, man? I'm sure if 50 had Ryan Fest and Consequence and another person, Get Rich would have been better. Unfortunately, it was just 50 Cent and the Three Stooges.
Don't do that. Do not do that, bro. Don't do that.
Thank you for catching that, by the way. Yeah, but do you want to ask me who the Three Stooges are?
Who are the Three Stooges?
Tony Yayo, Young Buck.
This guy's calling Lloyd Banks.
No.
Patterson.
No, you're right. No. I
Calling
generally,
Tony
Briscoe, yeah.
Gerald Briscoe.
no. Generally, I take it back. Lloyd Banks.
Street Posse.
No. Can I just say?
Ah,
Oh, I like that. Can I just say? I take it back. Lloyd Banks is not a stooge. Tony Yayo is not a stooge. Young Buck.
Beg for mercy.
At least I like Beg for Mercy though.
Yeah,
Want to
it's
get to
dope.
know you was on it.
Yeah.
What was the other one? Groupie Love was on
Stunt
it.
101.
Stunt 101. Groupie Love. Come give me that Groupie Love. Yo, 50 was really different. He had us there listening to these, man.
They were hard though. What are you
Tony
talking
Yayo.
Yeah, you had a couple tunes, bro.
Do you know what it is?
Yeah, a couple
Tony
tunes.
Yayo back up in this. What happened?
Hey,
Nah.
Yeah, you had a couple tunes, man.
Name me 5 Young Buck songs.
I don't know about Young Buck tunes. I couldn't give you Young Buck tunes.
You won't see Tony Yayo love. Wow. You won't see Tony Yayo love on any other podcast.
Now, salute to Tony Yayo. No, generally, salute. His storytelling
Big up
is
Yayo,
elite
man.
to me, man. But Young Buck, I'll be fishing somewhere, man.
Fair dues. All right, we're going to move on to the next topic now. And we are going to examine the gift and a curse of being signed to a rapper and a label funded by a rapper. I don't know if it was your topic. I don't know if you want to share any light on why this is important.
Nah.
Fair. All right, cool. Well,
Wait, what?
it was a topic I thought he might have more. But yeah, cool. All right, well, as we know, throughout rap history, rappers have made their way in the game and gotten to themselves into a position where they can start their own label and sign other rappers as well. There have been a lot of stories about the pros and cons, and I guess we want to explore some of those pros and cons today. It's a bit of it's an interesting one because being signed to a rapper is like you say, it is a gift and a curse, which is why I like the wording of the topic. Because I feel like there are probably more curses, can't front, than there are gifts. Because the main gift I can think of is like, when you're signed to a rapper, that's like an amazing cosign. And that's like an amazing validation of your own skills for one of, maybe not a hot rapper, but like an accomplished rapper, established rapper to kind of put their trust in you and bring you into the fold and kind of help out your career and advance your career in any way they can. But where it's a curse is that if they are an active rapper, then you're never going to be the focus. You're never going to be the person to drive that label forward. You're not going to be the one that's bringing in the money because the person who's brought you in is the one that's keeping all the lights on. So it's like, you're never going to be
Is that true?
the person. Huh?
Is that true?
I mean, I think you can find more examples of rappers being signed to labels and the rapper who founded the label being the focus as opposed to the rapper being signed, then not. You know what I mean?
Do you have an example?
I mean, OVO, for instance. I mean, if you really want to get into it, like, I don't know the last time I saw any of those guys, like rappers, singers. I don't know the last time I saw any of those guys, like, in any real spotlight. So I think OVO's a perfect example.
What about Party?
Where's he been?
Party next door.
You don't make music anymore.
Where's he been?
He's about.
Where?
He
what's he doing?
had a bit of limelight. No?
More than Drake?
Probably not.
And I'm not saying that they have to have more spotlight, but if you as a rapper are bringing in other rappers, then I feel like, and I don't know the ins and outs of OVO or any of these, but it just seems as if not a lot is being done to kind of put them in a place. And I feel like, especially with OVO, for the most part, I feel like the music stands up. Like Magic Jordan, Roy Woods, these guys, like they make good music. So why there feels like a disconnect between them and Drake is a mystery to me. The only thing I can think of is that he doesn't pay that much attention to them because he's too busy on his own career, which there's nothing wrong with that. It's your career, right? But I don't know. I think you can sometimes do artists a disservice when you sign them and you don't really do anything to help them out.
So what is he supposed to do?
I feel like, well, maybe feature on some songs, maybe promote them on a regular basis.
Really?
Yeah. I think so anyway.
I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that, man.
Promote
I think then there's a risk of you just overshadowing the artist like on a regular basis, isn't it? Like
he's doing that anyway.
Yeah, but you don't think he would do that more so if he's always on their songs?
No, because they're on the label. So when you're already on a superstar's label, you're gonna be outshined by that superstar. So I feel like, if anything, it probably would help a bit more if you were a bit more active in their career, featuring on more songs. So not necessarily bringing them up to your level, but you're bringing them up to a level where more people are able to see them and take them in.
That's what Rick Ross done with Meek. He was on hella Meek songs early. When Meek first came out, you see Rick Ross everywhere.
Yeah, when Meek was like, he weren't already Meek, but he wasn't a new guy.
Nah,
Meek had been done in doing his thing.
Yeah, but no one knew him on the main stage. Did you know Meek before?
Yeah,
Ross?
cool. Me.
I'm saying, you might have known him. I don't know if I knew Meek. I think I heard of Meek, but I don't know if I knew
I've been
Meek.
in tune with Meek, man.
No, I think I knew Meek. I was never a massive fan. But my point is, Rick Ross kind of was at the front, whether it was Tupac back or I'm a Boss or whatever it was. You saw Rick Ross's face with Meek. Same with Wale and same with Steady. So I guess it just depends. It does work with essentially what I'm saying. That if you are on their songs, sometimes you don't overshadow them. You just give them enough fuel to where you've got your fans, well, Rick Ross's fans now listening to him, and then they could take it from there if they want to continue listening to this artist. But I do think you should be on a couple of tracks. Wayne did the same thing with the whole of Young Money with Bedrock. It was on their song. He signed all of them. I'm on a track with you lot. And he gave them when Drake and...
That's different though, because that was a compilation.
But Drake and Nicki on... Wayne was on their other songs when they first came out. He slowed down. They slowed down the amount they featured on each other's songs. But when they first came out, Wayne was on a lot of their tracks. And then he kind of took a step back. But it definitely is a gift and a curse. I think because sometimes, depending on the rapper that signs you, they might look at that rapper and be, all right, he has to be on your level. And that could be a curse because some people are just different. Yeah. And if they're not at that level, you might never get garnered their respect. So like, when Jay-Z signed, my mind's gone completely blank.
J. Cole?
No. In the 90s, who did he sign?
Beanie Siegel?
No, that lived in his area.
Memphis
Bleak.
Yeah.
It was, all right, cool. Like, you've signed him, one of your first people that you've signed. And I think Jay made a mistake where he said, yo, he's the next me. And then it backfired. Because now people, that's the curse of it, where people are looking at and go, all right, he's meant to be on your level now. Yeah. So, what was you going to say?
No, I weren't going to say anything to that point. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not really sure where I sit with it, man. I think I can kind of see like both sides of the coin. Me personally, if I was artist, I don't think I'd want to sign to another artist just because I just feel like...
Does it matter who the artist is?
I don't think it's in my best interest to do that, man. I feel like your priority, if you started the label, your priority is going to be you. I don't think it's going to be me. Do you know what I mean? Unless I get to a point to where like I'm like crazy hot, then cool. It might be then be in your interest to like promote me and collaborate with me in that. But I have to work up to that point. And if I never get to that point, then I'm just going to be sitting on your label. And because you're an artist, you're not going to really be that fussed about what I do anyway. Whereas if I'm signing to like a label that isn't driven by an artist, then I guess at least I can rely on like these professionals that have been owning this label for X amount of time to really do their jobs in that. So,
but do they? That's you banking on, you're banking regardless. You're banking on the artist. And then if you don't sign to the artist, you're banking on the record label.
Okay, what if you go independent?
it's just much hard work. Do you get what I'm saying? So like, even if you don't sign to a rapper, you just go the traditional route with a record label. You're now just banking on the record label to take you seriously and actually invest in you. So I think it's a gamble.
Which they would more time.
What'd you say?
Which they would more time. Because there's probably more of a machine around them to do that.
True.
Like, I'm not sure what rapper-led labels look like as far as like, do they have an A&R team? Do they have a general like marketing team, publishing team sort of thing? I don't know if that's the case. But you can almost guarantee that traditional big labels have those. So there's probably more of a chance of them succeeding in that way because they have all of the infrastructure in hand to kind of do that for them. And therein lies the problem, to your point, about signing to a rapper. Because ultimately, if you get to a point where you then get signed and you then have to either maintain that level or get to another level for, you know, the person that signed you to even really take you that seriously, then I think that it's kind of working against you anyway. Because it's like, you're not really focused on my development. You kind of want it to be a certain way, to be the same, in the same way as like mainstream labels. Like, this is the reason why I've signed. I need to maintain this level. Otherwise, I'm not like a factor, or I'm not like taken this seriously, or I'm not a priority sort of thing. So it kind of pigeonholes you in a sense, which I suppose is something that isn't just the thing of rapper-led labels, are the same thing of all labels generally. But to my earlier point, you probably get more of a chance at it at a mainstream bigger label as opposed to a rapper-led label, I'd probably say.
But do we have any examples of the flip side where an artist is signed to another artist and it's worked out amazingly for him?
Maybe, I feel like Dreamville's a very interesting case because, I mean, Jid is doing good. Earth Gang, I'd say, are doing all right. Ari's doing great.
Does good music count?
A lot of them were already established before they
Big
joined
Sean
good
wasn't.
music. Okay, Big Sean probably not. But I feel like all the others were.
Yeah, Pusha was.
Common was.
Common was.
Q-Tip was.
Yeah. I think Big Sean was
2
the only.
Chainz was.
All right, what about Young Money? They're all signed to Wayne.
I think it only really worked out for Drake and Nicki, innit?
Tiger.
Too, yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's because of anything that the label did, though.
I think that was all Wayne.
I think Drake and Nicki, I don't think that was Wayne at all.
I think that was all Wayne. I
How
think
so?
you have to give credit to Wayne.
How so?
Because originally it was Bedrock, and then he jumped on.
But you think those songs were that?
I think that song.
impactful to where-
I think that before Forever there was a Miss Me, what's really going on? Drizzy back, and then he had a I Do Not Stay Out the Intercontinental, whatever song it was with Nicki, Wayne, and Drake. But Wayne, bro, we just said it. Wayne in 06, 07, 08 was arguably, not saying he was as hot as 15, 03, but Wayne's buzz in 07, 08 was at a level that was it was ridiculous when Carter 3 came out.
So was that when Nicki and Drake started bubbling?
As soon as he brought them out and then he done Bedrock on BET New Year's Day and all of that, I give Drake all the credit for them, man. I'll be completely honest with you. They still need to take the baton and run with it. Don't get me wrong. But he gave them the bat and he definitely gave them Wayne. You have to give credit to Wayne for them too.
Meanwhile, Drake hasn't really done that for anyone except maybe
Exactly.
Party. Maybe Party. And I don't know how many times he's featured on a Party song or done anything to
They've got a few songs together.
Like
Got a
Wayne
few
was,
songs.
Wayne I think was going on tour with these man and headlining it. I mean, I remember him and Drake were going on tour together. Him and Nicki at one point. You have to give. MMG is another one. Even though we knew Wale, we all knew who Wale was. I think you have to give Rick Ross.
Yeah, I think Rick Ross helped him.
Yeah,
get
Rick
to
Ross
another-
helped him.
yeah,
Meek,
that's
he
true.
definitely
Yeah,
helped Meek.
Cole's done that same for most
Bass.
of these guys,
Yeah.
But do you think Jay did the same with J. Cole?
That's an interesting one because I feel like you could probably say yes and you could probably also say no. The reason I might say no is because he kind of stopped Cole from doing what he wanted to do. He told him he needed to have a single and all that stuff. Mr. Nice Watch. Yuck. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hate that song.
But at the same time, J. Cole wore that Cole sign like a badge of honor.
He put him on Blueprint 3 as well.
It definitely did help him in a lot of ways because it helped more people get eyes on him. So I guess it's kind of both. I'd probably lean towards no because once he had Dreamville, I think you saw, and once he became less Rock Nation and more Dreamville, I think you saw that kind of transition to where he really wanted to be. So maybe he needed that breakaway to kind of be that. But obviously, J. Cole, Jay-Z bringing him into the door on a mainstream level definitely helped.
But I don't look at Sorry, what was I
No,
going to say?
go on.
No, I was going to say I don't look at Jay-Z and Cole the way I would look at Wayne, for example. You still got to give me his credit because he signed him and he put him on Blueprint. Star is Born on Blueprint 3.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. I think that's more Cole for me, just making it.
Yeah, I think Jay did it quite well with Rockefeller though.
Well,
I
just
feel like
kind of hands off and
yeah, man. I feel like the Kanye's and that, the Beanie Siegels, like the state property and that. I feel like. I feel like
say that.
I think that's quite an interesting.
We need to talk about Young Chris as well. Go true.
I think it's quite interesting to kind of see what happened there because it seems to work for them. They got a lot from signing to Jay and that. So I guess there are instances where it can work. I think an interesting example is signing to someone who's not yet an artist and then they become an artist.
Like
Biggie and Puff. When Biggie signed to Puff weren't an artist. It wasn't until later on Puff became an artist. So that was quite interesting to see as well because I don't think it took away from Big. If anything, it just gave Puff more.
When would you say Puff became an artist?
Because
that was
around like 96.
96?
Yeah.
97. So no way out.
Right.
Puff was supposedly still around though, because
But he wasn't making music.
no, but his name was in the music industry.
Yeah,
he had a
of
heavy
course.
buzz. He had a heavy
Yeah,
buzz.
but not because of he was an artist.
No. He was just the
Exactly.
background guy.
I'm talking about when he became an artist. And
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. And starting Bad Boy and then later on becoming an artist after you've established your label. I think that's quite an interesting mix because you don't really see that often.
I mean, we see what's going on with Bad Boy generally.
Actually, no. Did you see that with Birdman as well?
Yeah, because Birdman was always like behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah, him and Slim in it.
But I feel like for him, it always felt like music was a hobby as opposed to like a real thing for him. He was very much still like the businessman, the executive, and he just did music.
I think, just to answer your question, I think it's more pros than cons. Signing for an artist. I just think the look it gives you, I guess it depends on the artist, but I think the look it gives you, the cosign, sometimes fans are fickle. Sometimes the cosign is enough and then we'll just sway our opinion when we listen to them and just be like, all right, if you cosign him, what'd you say?
Designer. Perfect example.
Exactly. And it's like when I was listening, like even Fat Joe's book, when he was like, he co-signed Pun. He found Pun just rapping in the middle of the road. And then he stopped the car, heard him rap, and he was like, all right, come. He co-signed Pun. Pun was out of here. So I guess, to me, yeah.
It could work both ways.
It could work both ways. But I think if you would have asked me right now, like, Mo, you've got your record label and you've got a co-sign from a rapper. I think I'll take the co-sign out of the two options. I think.
Rather than actually signing.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a video about this on Hip Hop DX years ago, where they basically called Q-Tip and Kanye the kings of the cosign, and they broke down the various ways in which they cosign, whether it was bringing them into the fold, whether it was actually just like being on a track with them, or like that official like he's going to be the one sort of thing. And I agree with you. I feel like I'd rather the cosign. It kind of puts the battery in your back to kind of continue doing your own thing. You don't necessarily have to be that linked to the person who's co-signing you. You can either do a song, have to co-sign, keep it moving sort of thing. And if in a later date you feel like it's a good thing, do your thing. But yeah, I probably wouldn't want to sign to another rapper.
No. Kanye's co-signed so many people, and he even signed co-signed Keith Chief. Chief Keef. Yeah, he's co-signed so many
Chance,
people.
Vic.
Yeah.
Fetty Wap.
Co-signing Vic Mensa is disgusting.
Nah, it wasn't at the time though.
I've just never listened to him. Sorry.
How can you say that?
What'd you say?
How can you say that then?
Something about him just annoys me.
No, I
don't know what
he's
it is
an
about
interesting
him.
guy.
Yeah, but I don't know what it is about him. Just something about him bugs me.
I like him though.
So yeah.
I mean, better than Chance.
That's fair.
Rapper wise anyway.
That's fair.
Well, Chance ain't no slouch, but yeah.
Do you think, how do you think about it in the UK as far as the option to sign to an artist versus a label? Do we even have that option here?
Our artists are now just starting to get there.
I don't really think you do. I mean,
I'd rather sign to a
we'll
label.
probably start to see that now.
That's what I'm saying.
Central C has his own label, and I think one of his guys dropped on the label, so we'll be interested to see how that goes. So much like Mo says, pretty much every time we compare the UK to the US, we're still a few years behind, and we need to see Wagwan. So someone like Boy Better Know, that's very much the crew, Tottenham crew. They haven't really brought anybody else into the fold, other than maybe Wiley. But even Wiley doesn't really count because Wiley breaded all of them anyway. So it kind of doesn't count. So I think we have yet to see how that goes. But generally, I feel like, I know Digga D's got his own label as well. So yeah, I think watch this space and see how that goes. Maybe we'll be having this conversation in a few years' time, talking about that as well.
I think so.
Or maybe even signing to Def Jam, UK Def Jam, with Wretch being like involved in a lot of creative development. That might help. That might be encouraging for a lot of artists because they might also see that as a way of being under someone that we consider to be a legend as well.
Precisely. I mean, I still don't really know what Wretch does, but you know, the fact that he's there will probably influence a lot of people's decisions, especially since he's very outside. So like, he's like one of the most respected in the game. Like, so. There'll probably be that sway. Yeah. But I guess we'll see, man.
Yeah.
I guess we'll see. Watch that space.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, if you're thinking of signing to a rapper, listen to us.
I'm here to say do it, man.
I'm not saying do it.
I'm here to say do it, man.
No, just do what's best for you, man. Do what's best for you. Like, generally, I feel like people need to read the fine print, understand what they want out of the game, and go wherever that's going to take you. I remember sign to a rapper just because they're saying you're good. They might not always have your best interests at heart.
And read your contracts. I don't want to see you guys crying in about 7 years' time. Thank you.
Well, I feel like that's a good time to shout out Hardy Caprio. Because
is he still going for it?
He's going for bro, his label owe him 6 figures worth of money in royalties and publishing that they're just not giving him.
6 figures?
Yep. He's done letters, he's done tweets, he's called people out, he's driven to the Universal Office, it's EMI, and tried to do some things.
Allegedly.
Apparently they've tried to make him sign an NDA saying that they don't owe him any money. It's a mess. It's a mess. So that's just kind of like a PSA for whenever, as an artist, you're looking to sign with anybody, whether it's a rapper, whether it's a more established label, just understand what you're getting into, man.
Very hard.
Salute to him and whatever's going on. Hopefully he finds a resolution, but
salute to
that's
Hardy,
the real gift and a curse.
Salute to Hardy Caprio. Who was that guy Hardy Caprio was always in a song with?
Tion. Oh no, One Nation.
That's it, One Nation. I wonder what happened to him.
I think he still makes music.
Best. Salute to
Don't quote me on that, but
sorry.
I'm joking. He probably does.
Salute to Hardy Caprio and One Nation, man. And also there was another one, Notes. I feel like all three of you are part of the same crowd. So salute to all three of you.
Yeah. He made better music though.
Who?
Hardy.
The Notes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Notes is music, respectfully.
No, it's just how old we are, Yemi. It's just how old we are.
Bro, even I could enjoy music from people who are younger than me. I just didn't enjoy Notes.
Now, Notes, I think if I was 16,
nah, man.
Yeah, I would enjoy Notes. Bruv, it's the age range, man. What did he have? Addison Lee, what other song? He had one other. What was the other song?
Sit Back Down was cool.
Was that his song? Sit Back Down, what you mean? Yeah, that wasn't too bad.
That was cool.
But there's a song I'm completely missing. Addison Lee, Sit Back. There was another bait song he had. Dan, do you know? There was a bait song he had.
I think there was the only 2.
Oh, no, he had another song. He had another bait song.
Anyway, salute to those guys.
Salute to all three of them, man.
I feel you. And we're going to wrap up today with the fun topic. And it's an interesting one. Peter wanted us to go through the doldrums of WAP history, examining the finest of jewelry that we've seen in the rap game, and pick out of our favourite ones what the favourite ones are, really. So, Peter,
I'm to start.
Go true.
Yeah, man.
This was hard for me because I don't even really like jewelry like that, but go true.
Yeah, you man know me. I'm into my fashion. I'm into my jewelry and that. Obviously, jewelry's been a huge part of hip hop from like the early beginnings and that, from like the 80s with like the gold dookie chains and that.
Regrettably.
And fast forward into the 90s where Jesus pieces became quite popular as well. So on and so forth. So yeah, I just thought this would be quite fun to get into. But my favorite pieces of jewelry was definitely the Rockefeller chain.
I knew that.
Yeah, I just think everything about that was just like amazing. It was for me. It was so amazing and legendary that you see artists today that weren't even signed to the Rock getting Rock chains.
Definitely one of the more consequential chains ever.
You know what I'm saying? So there's that. I love Nas's QB chain as well, and that's a legendary piece too. I liked Ghostface's eagle bracelet as well. You just never really saw anything like that. I thought that was like really, really fly. Tupac's Euthanasia chain as well, which was the chain he was wearing when he got shot. which is a legendary
Peter's in his
one.
bag,
Do you know
bro.
what I
Big
mean?
time.
Yeah, that had the Angel of Death on it.
Swear.
Yeah, bro.
This guy was asking for it, man.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
Don't
a
do
bit
that.
mad.
That's crazy.
I can't like wearing an Angel of Death chain.
Angel of Death
Nah,
chain.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Don't even play games like that, man.
And then, yeah,
Speaking
last
into
one I've
existence.
got is Kanye's Horus chain.
I don't even know which one
Horus
that
is like an Egyptian god known as Haru, and he wore that chain when he was like on his press run for Dark Twisted Fantasy.
That there was huge.
It was just, it was tonk, innit?
Humongous chain.
Yeah, bro.
I really struggled with this, by the way. Really
you?
struggled.
Why?
Why do I care about what gold is haram?
Also,
in my
more
religion?
time. This shit's a trash.
Yeah. So I kept it simple. I went with, do you guys remember the Harlem World chain that Cameron had?
Yeah, I remember that. That's wild.
So I went with Cameron Harlem World. Do you remember what you're talking about, innit?
Yeah, I
For the
know
whole.
exactly which one
So I
you're
went for
talking
that. And I always loved the Eagle and the Dipset chain. I always loved the Dipset chain. I always loved it. What is it? Is it Eagle?
I think it's an eagle, yeah.
Yeah, I always loved it. And then last one, but he's not a rapper. Remember T-Pain had that stupid big ass chain? Yeah, literally the big ass chain. Yeah. So those are the three I had.
Yeah.
Boy, I had, like Peter, I had the Ghostface Eagle wrist bracelet because
Who has an eagle bracelet?
Yeah, I
Like,
mean-
only Ghostface.
the Wu-Tang generally had some wild chains.
Didn't Method Man had like a pen? Like he had a
Yeah,
dope
something
pen
like
one.
that.
Yeah, he had a dope
yeah,
pen
yeah,
once.
yeah.
That was a chain of a pen.
Yeah, RZA had some wild rings as well.
Yeah, man.
I know You God had the golden arms or something like that. I think he had to, like something out of Mortal Kombat basically. And Pharrell had a really dope NERD chain as well.
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking
So
about.
yeah, that's what I've got. I mean, yeah, I don't really care for jewelry like that.
Someone had 8, 9, 10. Like, do you know how much? I had this.
I pay attention to it, man. I think it's a huge part of like hip hop culture, man. Like not just the music and that, but the fashion sense, which is something I want us to get into at some point. So I think like just appreciating jewelry.
The evolution
I
of
think it's a
fashion in
huge
hip-hop.
part of it. So yeah, man. I wanted to highlight that, huh?
The evolution of fashion and hip hop.
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to do that.
I would love to as well.
Yeah, and the UK though.
God bless that. God bless we went away from what we used to wear, Yemi. Thank God.
Oh boy.
What did we used to wear?
Shiny suits, big suits, double XL basketball jerseys, sweatbands for no reason when you're not playing
Hip
basketball.
hop fashion hasn't always been fly, man. Some of it's been quite wild, man. To be
All you'll see is, for about 3 years, all you'll see is different color AI jerseys. Just AI everywhere. Allen Iverson. Then you would have man wearing sweatbands for no reason. A couple
no
man had the
reason
wrist
at all,
ones for
bro.
no reason.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
I think the double XL everything era was probably my
That was- yeah,
least
that was
favorite
wild,
era.
innit? Yeah.
The white tees, the jeans, the Tims.
Nah, my worst era of fashion was. Do you remember the Lil Wayne era where man would just used to rock out with them scarves, like the Arabic? Remember the different color, like the blue one, the red one.
That was a bad.
Do you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, how can you explain
Yeah,
it?
like 2010,
Remember the like?
2011.
Oh, it's like how can I explain the scarf? Yeah, how can I explain it?
You'll know it when you see it.
The Joel Santana things.
Nah, it was more like. I'll show it to you. It was like a blue one, a red. It was like different colors and like skinny jeans
everybody.
and the scarf
Everybody.
like around.
People wore them to
like,
school as well.
Oh, I
Yeah.
think I know what you're talking about.
Disgust. And people used to go. Remember college times? Man used to wear that in college. Aussie, prime example. College times. Yeah, throw that in the bin.
Shout out, see.
So, no, salute to my brother Aussie, but like throw that in the bin. Nah,
No, yeah, that was a bad era to be fair.
there was a guy in my class called Richard.
Fingerless gloves as well.
What?
I blame Jay-Z
Ah,
for that.
bruv, yeah. I remember this guy called.
Town. Run
what?
this town. Fingerless gloves.
Who wore that?
Oh, that was a
Did
period.
Jay-Z wear that in
I
this
don't
town?
know, bro.
Yo, there was a. I can't lie, Yemi, there was a period in college.
I feel like that general like late 2000s, early 2010s, that era.
Bro, it was disgusting.
Yeah, it
I was in
was-
college
that
from
was wild,
08 to 2010. That was a scarves era because there was a guy in my class called Richard who used to have a red one, a pink one, a purple one, and he used to always match it with whatever hoodie he had on. I hate that shit.
So what do you man think was like the best era of like hip hop fashion?
I quite like the early 90s.
Yeah.
I like what you guys hate.
What's that?
I'll be honest with you, I mocked it as well.
What?
I like the basketball swag. I'll be honest with you, I like the basketball jersey and just
Yeah, I like-
nothing too much. Like, you're not trying too much.
I like the the West Coast swag, the kind of gangster rap swag, like Snoop Dogg,
Dickie
Big
suit.
Quick,
The Dickies.
The Dickie suit.
Dickies and that. And then on the East Coast, everybody wear Carhartt and shit. That was cool. Yeah, I don't mind that one either.
Yeah, cool.
First.
Nowadays, I can't really tell what the fashion sense is.
Bruv, it's
Yeah,
wild.
it's
man.
really,
Yeah,
it's not
wild.
very.
If I speak, big trouble.
Yeah, it's
Big trouble.
wild, man. I don't know what the fashion
Yeah,
is
if I
either,
speak,
bruv.
big trouble, big
Yeah,
trouble,
man.
big trouble.
UK.
The early grime culture, early grime fashion was calm. That was cool. Air Forces,
UK's always been comfortable,
hats.
isn't
New
it?
era hats,
We're
The Nike Tech gloves.
tech gloves.
always comfortable in the UK. I don't think
Yeah, we never really had like a fashion era like that. Everyone just wore.
Besides that, the scarf
thing,
era is the
innit?
only
I feel
thing
like at times we tried to adopt American stuff.
It was 08 to 2010.
I remember when like academic tracksuits were a thing. And
Lot 29.
Echo tracksuits.
Lot
were a thing.
29. Lot 29
Yeah.
was a thing. Lot 29 was big.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not a Mike, but Ed Hardy.
Oh yeah,
Oh, I stayed.
Hardy.
Yeah.
Next tracksuit.
Oh,
Avirex, yeah.
yeah.
Another one.
I stayed Ed Hardy down to myself.
True
Got so
Religions.
much Ed Hardy.
True Religions, but that's America though, man. True Religions was America. Avirex was America. Lot 29 was
29.
America.
But Skepta said I could buy so much Ed
Ed Hardy
I
might have been America.
can open my own Ed Hardy shop. Yeah.
Ralph Lauren had an era as well.
Ralph Lauren had a better actually as well. No, but Ralph Lauren
Yeah.
still to this day.
Yeah.
Alright.
That was Kanye West's fault as well.
What?
Ralph.
Ralph, you reckon?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if
Yeah.
I'll blame Ye for that.
I blame you.
Because I feel like
the resurgence.
Pharrell might have been doing it before Ye.
I just feel like Ye bought the resurgence amongst, I don't know. But I was young as well, innit? So if people were rocking, I wasn't buying Ralph Lauren year 5, year 6, year 7, year
Yeah,
8.
no. I had that.
What'd you say?
I had it.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, God bless your parents, man.
Yeah, I had Ralph.
I didn't know what
I had a
Ralph
couple
was till.
polos and that. I had like 2 polos, bro.
I
I
didn't have
rotated.
I said, right.
As you would.
Hella rotation, bro.
I said, Ralph in school. No, I didn't have no Ralph in school.
And every time I felt brand new, bro.
All I had Arsenal shirts. I definitely didn't have Ralph.
Yeah.
Hella Arsenal shirts, but no Ralph.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember my uncle had a Sean John hoodie that I used to say was mine.
Swear.
Yeah,
I
bro.
said, Sean John.
Yeah, bro.
I had a Fubu hoodie.
Fubu.
No, I'm
I've
trying
never
to
wore
shit, I'm
Fubu
trying
in
to
my
shit,
life.
I'm trying to
you
have
know.
it.
I've never had an Avirex jacket. I've always wanted one.
I had a lot of 29 academics. I had hella academics at one point.
I had Echo.
I had Echo as
never
well. I had Echo
yeah,
as
I
well.
never
I had
got
Echo as
to
well.
academics.
No, I had an older brother in it. So like, but, yo, you got lot 29. 2 years time. Thank you very much.
I Diodora.
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 What do you lot call it?
Yeah.
Is it not Diodora?
Either or.
I always
man.
used to call it Diodora.
So,
I said Diodora too.
oh. You know, you guys know how I learned to spell Adidas?
How?
Arsenal died in December at Spurs. I was in year 3.
Yeah, I think that's cute to like wrap this episode up, bro.
Wow, that's that cryptic. We're getting into the depths of Arsenal there, aren't we?
That's how I learned how to spell Adidas. What true story when I was in
I
like year
love
4.
that for you, bro. I do love that for you. But yeah, shout out to all the fashion eras. Shout out to all the jewellery eras as well. They all come back eventually anyway, so I'm sure
do.
we'll see.
Yeah,
It's sick.
Abrexes and Echoes and academics soon anyway, so
Oh, God forbid.
salute to them.
Remember when them man used to wear like Shambhala chains?
Don't demand me. That was you, man.
Remember them man used to wear Shambhala chains, bro? Do you know how sick that was?
What's that? The one with the bear different?
Yeah.
Never
That was a sick era, bro.
That did not reach North London.
I was a part of it too.
That didn't, was you?
Yeah,
That
bro,
didn't reach
I had
Tottenham.
a Shambhala one, bro.
That didn't reach Tottenham, you know?
Is it?
The whole
Proof
life.
that we were all sickos at one point.
Who's we?
bro.
Don't put the Shambhala chain on me. Don't ever. Come on now, man. Shambhala even sounds like it's against my religion.
Fam, my most regretful like hip hop influenced purchase was probably
Guy
like,
Bold?
the G Unit trainers.
For the G,
That's
Or G
disgusting.
Unit trainers, bro.
That's absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, that
Every
was
time
my
you
most,
mention it,
my most regretful purchase as a hip hop fan.
every time you mention it,
I don't know who I thought I was, but I was a major 50 fan, bro. I, was
I
I nearly got the S. cards too.
That is even worse.
And they were both Reebok,
Because I remember how trash they looked.
Yeah, bro. It's crazy,
If you
bro.
got the S. card, I was
I nearly
listening
got
to
the
this-
S. cards.
You know what's crazy? I was
bro.
watching a YouTube short just yesterday. Dame Dash talking about S. cards just
Yeah.
yesterday.
Trash.
I know, man. I know.
I thank God you
I'm
didn't.
a sicko.
Thank God you didn't.
Well, on that note,
On that note,
finally got on camera as well. On that note, we are going to sign off. So thank you very much once again for listening and watching. Any shout outs before we want to take the people out, boys?
Peace to the Most High, man.
Always.
I actually don't have no shouts. I was going to shout someone out, but I was like, let me not do all of that.
Oh, God. Shout out Sun Hyung Min. I want to shout him out.
Why?
Why?
Because he's just a great player.
What? Why?
He's just a great player. He had a very good game recently.
Fair
Against
dues.
you lot.
A shout out to Sadio Mane. A shout out to Fabinho. Shout out to Jordan Henderson.
It don't really bang the same, but cool.
It don't hit it.
No,
Ah,
it don't hit
man,
the
I
same,
tried that. I
but
tried
no,
that,
that's
man,
cool.
I tried that.
And shout out to Drakes as always as
Always,
well.
man. Big up Drakes.
Was making us look pretty in that.
Hey, yo.
Hey, yo.
See, I knew it was coming. As well.
I looked at you, yeah,
knew
he
it
didn't
was
look at me.
coming
So
as
I was
well.
like,
I was looking at you.
Yeah,
I knew it was going to happen.
Yo, I looked at you. I asked Yemi. Yo, Yemi looked at me. I looked at you. I was like, should I AO this? Or he said, nah, let me not.
But now we know. You're the main culprit of the AO.
Thank you
I'm
very
a-
much.
Yeah, you're the one that's always saying it.
I watch a lot of like Cameron Mace.
Yeah,
man.
it's clear, bro.
You know what I mean?
It's
So,
clear, it's clear.
man.
But yeah, we're going to wrap up here. So thank you once again. If you are watching on Spotify or if you're listening on all the DSPs, be sure to rate us 5 stars. Really helps us out. If you're watching on YouTube, give us a like, give us a follow. Oh, one last thing. Shout out to the Independent Podcast Awards who have nominated your boys for Best Music Podcast.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Hey.
Yeah, man.
Thank you.
Close the
Thank you,
door,
thank
open
you
the
for
door.
that.
I am so
Thank you
confused.
for that. We are now an award-nominated podcast, so salute to you boys. We made it, I
Big up,
suppose.
big
Kinda
up,
crazy,
Big up, big up.
It's kind of
big up.
crazy.
Yeah, man. So yeah, big up all the listeners for making it happen as well.
Appreciate
We're
it.
nothing without you. So thank you very much. So yeah, you'll hear from us again very, very soon. But until then, take care, stay safe, stay blessed,
Stay black.
and peace.
That's my favorite line in this.